Can Bermudians ever really talk about politics without being tied to a political party? Is there space for those often left out of conversation to ask questions without being judged for what they do or don't know? We've all heard the saying, you can't know what you don't know. So how do we learn? That's the mission that I've come to understand from the People's Independent Coalition. They're not a political party, and they never claimed to be. The People's Independent Coalition, or PIC, is a new civic group formed after Bermuda's 2025 general election. But since they announced this nonpartisan organization, political groups like the Progressive Labour Party have claimed them to be a new political party because a number of independent candidates who ran in the 2025 election are involved. However, two founding members, Cyree Bean and Renee Crockwell, sat with me to explain what PIC is and what it is not.
And what we want to do is be able to create a space where people who are interested in getting involved in public affairs can do so without having the, pressure of partisan politics.
Formed after Bermuda's 2025 general election, the People's Independent Coalition was built not only in response to calls from the public, but because there was a need for a space to continue doing the work. To put it lightly, Cyree Bean says PIC is a resource. It's no secret that many of its early members ran as independents during the last election, but PIC insists this isn't about building a new party. It's about educating Bermudians on politics and bridging the gap between the voter and the elected. When asked who was the catalyst for this movement, they say it was the people.
When I was canvassing, everyone was saying, hey, something needs to be done no matter what takes place at the election. If you're successful, if you're unsuccessful, please, can you guys try to make something where we can all see what's going on in the future to benefit us. So then it was just a matter of reaching out, understanding that, hey, I did make this obligation to serve. This is what the people requested. Now, the name and all that type of stuff, that's that. But the actual identity of the organization stems from the people wanting to be involved. So that's what we are providing.
PIC's launch didn't come without controversy. One news outlet published a list of supposed members, a list PIC says they never shared because they do not have one.
I believe there was a figure that came out saying probably around 12 individuals. It's probably more than that that's actually involved in the whole process as well.
Absolutely.
And then you have people who are coming on board who didn't run as independents. And then you have people who wanted to run as independents, just get involved and all of that. So it's a growing number of individuals.
There are some of us who said, we don't want to just disappear after the election. We took some time individually to reflect on the election and whether we consider it a success, a failure, whatever. And what a large number of us felt is we can't stop now.
So what really separates PIC from a political party, and who can join? Anyone. Their hope is for people who know little about politics to join, people who know a lot, people affiliated with a political party, members of parliament, and people who are curious. Their purpose is to hold a space where people do not feel pressure to have to join a party, but want to understand politics and its role in their lives here in Bermuda. They made the claim that they don't run candidates and they don't campaign for power.
When we think about our system since 1968, since the Constitution, since two-party politics, it's all about the power, getting the vote so that the party has government and has power. The People's Independent Coalition isn't about the power. It's about the people because we believe that that's where the power is. But until our people know that, until our people know how they can exercise that power, then we just kind of give it away.
The People's Independent Coalition says it was formed by the people for the people. Yes, they started by asking those who ran independently because they felt that those individuals were willing to educate, make a change, and get involved. But they want to assure Bermuda that they are a civic engagement organization, hoping to build a place of collaboration they believe has never been made before.
Elected officials from across different political parties, or if there was an independent candidate to be elected, should all go and work together in the House of Assembly. But there's a gap in what happens. On election day, people vote, their representatives go to the House of Assembly, and then there's a gap between the involvement of the electorate after the election. And I think that PIC can be strategically positioned to fill that gap